Okay, so here's what I got going on today. I'll take you in here a little bit. I was trying to set it up on the tire. I don't think that's going to work, but here's the situation at hand. These are Glad Hand extenders. Okay, what they're designed for is so that you don't use your palm of your hand as a hammer. This is a hammer, okay? This is the palm of your hand. And just like if you jump off a dock when you're younger 100 times, you're gonna feel every time you ever did it, you know, jumping off the back of trucks, you're gonna feel this. Look, it'll make your wrist, you'll have to get that carpal tunnel surgery and stuff. So if you wanna keep your wrist looking pretty, and if you wanna keep your hands working good, which this is an exercise that you could do for that, stretch it out, count to 5, make a fist, count to 5, stretch it out, count to 5. That's a good exercise because repetitive motion, you know, it's not very ergonomic what we do. But do not use your hand as a hammer for 100 years. Get these. Your lines up here, they're spring loaded here, and everybody uses the spring, but the problem is it still hurts your wrist where you hit it because you're trying to be easy on the hose and not break the hose. So in order to not worry about putting too much stress on the hose and not hurting your wrist, okay, I haven't put mine on here. I was lazy, okay, just not putting them on. All right, still fairly new. It is what it is. I got busy, I was working, but I will show you what I got going on. But when you hook them up to the trailer, when you go to put them like this, you're always pounding. I've got video after video of other people doing it. They don't realize they're doing it. I've talked to people that have trained and told them don't do that. So in the meantime, honestly, I've always grabbed my hammer and tapped the thing like this. That's why mine are kind of beat, okay? Which is why I'm putting new ones on here anyways, because these wear out. These little pieces of metal, this is just sheet metal. This part's aluminum. Of course, those are your rubber O-rings. So it's real simple. These things here, you have to unscrew them. You have to unscrew the Glad Hand if you're gonna keep your old Glad hands. If you're putting new ones on like I'm doing, I'm just screwing them on here to the part. Screw that onto the airline side. For that, you're gonna need, well, you could use a pair of channel locks like this, okay, and open them up big enough to grab the Glad Hand itself. On this part right here, you gotta grab it in two places. One is here on that nut, and the other one is on the back side on this piece here, okay? So, you could use a pair of channel locks on one side, but you gotta use something on the other side to unscrew it. So this adjustable wrench fits, okay? You could use a larger 12-inch adjustable wrench. This fits, okay? And it's about a 7/8 on the back side of the original, and then this one's bigger. So like the airline right here, 7/8, okay? But you're gonna need something bigger for this one when you go to put it together. So when you're putting these two together, I'm just going to use an adjustable wrench on this one, a different adjustable wrench on this one, you know, or you could go with a large wrench. You know what I'm saying? It's all on how you want to do. You can use your real wrenches, big wrenches like I tell people to have, but I'm gonna slack on this one. Now, basically you're going to screw the Glad Hand, which is mine's new, into this part here that comes with it, and then the airline into this side. It's going to set down into these grooves. It's going to be off so that you're not always pushing against the screw, okay? You're going to put this cap on it, then you're going to use these screws, supplied screws, just to go in these holes here to hold the two plastic pieces together. So it's still using all of the stresses here, but this is giving you leverage. You know, they say if a man had enough leverage, if you had a long enough pole, you could move the moon. A man could move the moon if he had a long enough pole, provided he had a place to stand. It's leverage. The more leverage you have, the easier it is, even on a hard set of Glad Hands on the trailer side, even a beat up set, it'd be easier to hook to that trailer. So I'm fixing to take these off, swap them out. I pretty well told you how to do it. You're not going to get lost. You'll get it. And then when I'm done, I will have a new set of Glad Hands, and I'll have extenders on here, and these will be my spares. And what are you going to do with those? You're going to make chucks out of them. so that you can hook to your airline and you can have a little air chuck and you can supply air. But I wanted to bring this up too for guys with tankers. Rather than come down here and take this plug out, which I'm going to do on my air tank, so that I can run one of these airline hookups on, and then you put a rubber hose or something over this so it don't get corroded, and then it'll be sticking out and you can just hook up to your air tank anytime you want. This is a Chicago fitting, a straight pipe, because you need the Chicago fitting if you're going to air off on a tanker, but then you got this on the side already set up, and it only has air when you open the valve anyways. So you could do it this way, but if you run a tanker, this is a little trick for you tanker guys. You see I got a T, a pipe, it's all come from Home Depot, a reducer right here, that reducing bushing right there, that's 2 reducers, and then it goes right down to air compressor, if you can pick that up. So there you go, little pro tip, get these and save your wrist. I have 2 sets. Reason I have 2 sets is I misplaced the screws at one time and I wound up getting them off my maintenance account on another, and I was like, you know what, I have a spare set. At some point these might be a giveaway on my channel. I haven't decided yet how I'm gonna do it. I'll grab the screws that came with it, you know, I'll find them and maybe set something up, but in the meantime these are the ones I'm putting on and I already have disconnected. So look, stay safe, save your wrist, keep your wrist pretty, keep yourself from being hurting in surgery and all that stuff. And we'll go how far we can on this if you just really just want to watch. I've already got this connected and I'm going to start disconnecting some lines. So you can shut it off here if you just really just that bored that you want to watch me work on something, you know, here I am. So just taking them off here. Gets a little bit tight because that's actually thread lock on it, the red kind. And hope everybody's doing good. I had some hard weather, had to go south and work on some stuff, and this is one of the things I decided to work on, and high time it was done. I don't know when I'll be able to put this video up. I was going to add some other stuff to it. I don't know. I may just put it out the way it is. If so, sorry if it's not something awesome for you to look at, or if you thought it could be better, but I'm just teaching people, you know. You see how quick that happened right there? You see how quick that was? And I'm not even holding this with the wrench right now, but a vise is helpful, but you don't need a vise all the time. My best piece of advice is you don't need a vise. Get one of these. But yeah, now is when it gets a little tight. I'm gonna need this whole thing rather than to display all this crap. I need to work, use it as a workbench. So, slip that. And always wear mechanic gloves when you work on stuff. That saves the heel of your hand even while you're doing this. And I'm gonna tighten these real tight. Try to line them up. I'm also gonna put plastic and wrap my airlines in plastic. Keep them from getting chafed because that's a DOT shutdown event. All right, so you got this right here, right? Now, these springs right here usually go here. All right, and this is the red side. Now it still hooks up good, still is in the same position now. Put this right here, right here. Wait, let's see if I can get this right. I know it's got to go, that's got to stick out, yeah. So I can grab the nut if I need to. Now, the thing is, the spring fits in here. So you still have the spring, so you are using the spring, but really most of your tension is here. Okay, and you're not going to break these screws because they're offline, they're offset. You won't be able to put them in line with the way you turn it. It's always going to be just a little cockeyed off. Okay, so you're not putting too much pressure on them screws anyways. You could turn it if you want to, however you want to do. I'm leaving mine just like that. It's a little bit offset. It's hard for you to tell, but it's a little bit offset. Now this is Grand Central. This is Velvac. Doesn't matter what kind you use, but it does matter to me. I use Phillips on these. Okay, the original that came with this truck, Phillips, OEM. All right, I trust these. Anything else, I don't trust it. Yeah, I know it's aluminum or whatever, but like I said, this is still a good part. It's just good for making airlines. So I'm gonna leave that at that. You pretty well get the point. And like, I got to put some screws in here and stuff, but you see you've got a lot more leverage, and when you go in to hook to a trailer, it's going to be more like this right here. You're way out here. You see how much leverage you've got, how much easier that is to hook up, you know, and it locks into place and stuff, and there's not even screws in it yet, but you get the point, okay? Versus this other side that does not have it yet, because you're trying to hold on to here and trying not to break the line and trying to be careful, but still push and put pressure at the same time. So back to what I was saying, okay? Your hand, heal your hand, unless you want to keep your wrist pretty, unless you want that carpal tunnel mess, okay? Don't use your hand as a hammer. Buy these. I don't care if you're a company driver, I don't care if you're owner or operator, I don't care who you are, what country you're in. Get you a set of these and tell your company that you want to put them on. They're not going to argue with you. Why? Because it's ergonomic. It's better for your wrist and better for your health, and it's less fatigue and all kinds of reasons. There may be one that you can't quite get. What if you ain't got a hammer? A little more leverage will do it. So that's it for this video. I hope everybody's doing good and everything. And like I said, at some point this will be a giveaway, I believe. I just had to figure out the logistics on how I'm gonna do that, but these right here, we'll figure something out. You know what I mean? But y'all stay safe, have a good one, and I'm out. Peace.